Yo, DJ said we just saw Chris Marte right there. That is Chris Marte. Now we have some business over here. We're gonna show some things that's going on. We're gonna try to go in. There's some real problems going on with this spot here though. So let's see if we can go in, yeah? Hey, how's it going? I've been trying to have a conversation with CSW. I've been sending a bunch of emails, but no one ever responded.
Yeah, they are in a
They're going to Albany, yeah.
Yeah, so they're not here.
Okay. Are you representatives? Can you speak with me or?
No.
They don't return my emails.
No, I also leaving soon.
Oh, you're leaving?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, just so you know, I have the email addresses for every single New York State Assembly and Senator, and I actually work with NIPAN. I don't know if you know them. No, not NIPAN. I mean the other one. New Adapt. You know, I'm talking about the disabilities.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. No, you don't know, right? Yeah.
No.
Someone at this organization is. You see those signs on the window, like Mayday Space, things like that. There's like white socialist organizations that are trying to actually exert control over this group. I know people from back in the day, from decades ago, like John Antush, people like Nelson Marr. I don't know if those names sound familiar to you.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I know them from way back in the day, from decades ago. They know me, right? But I'm telling you right now that since I've been gone, right, those guys are not really in the office anymore. I'm not saying that like this organization I do believe is legit, but there's white socialists over there that are trying to control where this movement goes, and it's very disturbing. Yeah.
Okay, then you talk to them.
I've been trying to, but they've been trying to duck me. So yeah. I've been trying to. Yeah.
Okay.
I sent John his wife emailed Betty Yu, right? Yeah, I know her from back in the day too.
She's no longer involved.
They're not married anymore.
No, Betty
they are
is not
still
in this organization.
Yeah, I emailed Betty, but she's not.
No, she's not.
I don't have John's email.
You ask Nelson or John.
I'll ask Nelson, but Nelson hasn't been. I'm about to call Nelson then. Okay. Just all right. Thanks a lot, sir. All right. I could be a very strong ally, but people are actually working to keep us separated. Yeah. I just saw Chris Marte. I'll try to. Yeah. So folks, like I said, I've been talking to that New York Downstate Adapt. Some of this stuff is real, but we see all this Mayday space. You see all of this, yeah? You see all of this over here, Mayday over here. And you see also the emasculation of the movement. I'm not saying, right, like women shouldn't be a part of it. They should. But there's actually an attempt by outsiders to control the activism that's going on here. So, Joy Luck Workers, oh my God, I'm telling you right now, the emasculation is very strong here. This organization has some credibility. But when we talk about Downstate Adapt, the largest disabilities advocacy organization in the nation. We talk about Medicare for all, right? Yeah, are they locking the door on me? We talk about Medicare for all. Let's talk about the Lower East Side Workers Center. Let's see if they're available, right? Yeah. Let's see, is anybody here? Last time they locked the door on me. Now they locked, okay. So let's talk about this right now. The fact of the matter is that when we talk about the people that are affected, right? And I do believe that there are racial things that are going on specifically for the Chinese home workers that should be addressed. And I do stand with them. And there are, like, you know, what they're saying about CPC makes a lot of sense. But what I can say is that an activist like myself that could actually mobilize their organization, that would actually put in touch with voter data registration information, right? They don't want someone who could go off script. And the white progressive liberal millionaires, right, like DSA, like PSL, and these other socialist organizations are coming into these organizations, and they're sending in young people, young, good-looking, right, yeah, Chinese Americans, who they are actually brainwashing into their, and not saying that, you know, socialism is all bad. It's not all bad, it's not all good. Some people think it's all good. That's a huge mistake as well. All right? It's not all bad. It's definitely not all good, though. And they are actually misaligning. They are actually restructuring this organization to achieve their own goals, right? If they want to actually get this deal done, they should. SEIU, by the way, is also on the other side of this fight. I have some problems with SEIU as well. Okay? This boycott of Mocha, there's some legitimacy there. But why don't they ever work with me? Youth Against Displacement, I'm telling you right now, they've actually banned my account, yeah? Youth Against Displacement is not this organization. That's a new organization that moved in to push me out. YAAD Army, yeah. Whose army is this? I'm telling you right now that this Youth Against Sweatshops, right, yeah? The name of this group is called Chinese Staff Workers Association. But other groups have come in and set up shop inside of this organization. I'm not sure about Youth Against Sweatshops. I gotta start reaching out to them as well. We will be reaching out to them. But I can tell you that definitely this group, Youth Against Displacement, has been getting in the way. And I'm highly suspicious of them. There's a lot of people that's out here in Chinatown that's been told not to work with me. And Chris Marte, I'm sorry to say, man. I do appreciate the Chinese Staff Workers Association. I hope he's not part of this whole crooked ass in Cantonese, yeah. Some of this stuff has some legitimate stuff, but it's being misused and it's being co-opted. This movement is being co-opted, and I can tell you the truth right now. And the fact of the matter is that if as an activist, if I am disposable, right? They say they care about the workers. Okay? Do they care about the male workers, number one? Do they care about an activist like myself, number two? I've actually, right, this is actually a big trap that the progressives use, that the socialists and communists use, right, yeah? They say you should sacrifice yourself, sacrifice your life, go out and, you know, do that protest, whatever, sacrifice your stuff. What about the leadership? Where are they at? They being treated different. And they in those special meetings that you don't get access to. This is why I work with people with disabilities, because a lot of times our priorities and our perspectives are just completely ignored. So before, when I've taken a stance where I've actually let myself become someone who's allowed himself to be pushed aside for the good of the whole unit, I've done that before. And what happened right after that? After they got rid of me, then they went after the other undesirables. Then the disabilities people started to get whacked out. I could give you an example right now. At Hunter College, I actually, you know, lost the battle, and then right after that, they actually destroyed and got rid of the disabilities resource room. So these people, even though they say they're on your side, look at how they treat the weak workers in their own organization. They have some people that look and sound legit. Go in the organization, see what's going on. Talk to the actual people on the ground. People like myself are actually discouraged, and they don't return any calls or anything. So right now, I'm talking to Asian Americans that's in Bensonhurst right now. You might want to work with these people in Manhattan, but I'm telling you right now, be very careful, because there's a high amount of manipulation going on within the resistance movement. And they'll say something that sounds good. They'll take the words of someone else who's a real activist, but know them by what they achieve, know them by what they're actually getting done. Once again, I'm not saying they all bad. If they making some serious, if they actually achieving things, if they making forward progress, then rock with them. But don't give them your complete trust, and do not allow them to get rid of other people from the movement, like myself. They're doing some performative stuff. They need to mobilize their team and the voters. And, you know, get into the ballot watching process and other things like that. But they not really. Some things are allowed to go forward. Some things are allowed to, right? So it looks like they're making progress. It looks like things are being done. Meanwhile, other parts of the fight, such as actual mobilization, such as actually just establishing a dialogue with people who are, like, once again, downstate adapt, the second largest minority group in the nation, right? The disabled and also a very powerful voting bloc. They could open up discussions. I have the documentation that shows this. But they're actually deliberately sabotaging those talks so that they can maintain control. And if their workers got to suffer a little bit more, I guess it's good for views, and they can actually pat themselves on the back a little bit harder. But as in terms of actually achieving, you know, change for the 24-hour worker, instead of talking with the people on the other side, okay, they run to Albany flexing, spending thousands of dollars on a bus. It's disgusting.